Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I created this Glam Ice Cream Clown for Halloween. But before we get started, let me go ahead and go over some of the materials used in this look. The materials include makeup brushes, art brushes, water-activated paints, eyelashes, eyelash glue, and some striping tape used generally for nail art. Other than those basic materials, you could also use a wig. Other than that, that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and get into it. The very first thing that I'm going to do is take out my white eyeliner pencil and just quickly sketch out the design that I'm going to do. Days before this, I went on Facetune and I created this look using my own picture and just the tools on Facetune. So that's another great reference to use while working, but the outline is definitely most helpful. As you probably already know from the thumbnail, one ice cream cone is upright and then the other one is facing downward, dripping onto my cheek. So the next thing I'm going to do is pick up some brown paint from the Diamond FX palette and just create a triangle, and pretty much just using my outline as guide. After the triangle is completed, I'm going to let that dry and move on to the first scoop of the ice cream. I try to make it as realistic as possible by using shades of purple and shades of blue in the second scoop. So most of it is self-explanatory at this point. You're pretty much just trying to make it look realistic, using shadows, using highlights, and also just following the shape of your face. I'm also going to create that ridge that naturally just happens when you put a scoop onto a cone, and I'm going to do that by creating little squiggle lines and then add shading above and below that so that it really just pops out. Also, every time I finish a portion of the face paint, I'm going to go in with a corresponding eyeshadow, and it doesn't have to be anything expensive, it's just a cheap eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to do this so that it keeps mattified and that it also stays put. So here I am creating that little ridge that's on the ice cream. You really want that line to be darker than the rest of it, and then underneath it and behind it to kind of just be a little lighter and fade out. Moving on to the next scoop, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the lightest blue color in the Diamond FX palette and apply it the same way that I did with the first scoop, using a white as a highlight and a darker blue as a shadow. After painting on the blue scoop, I'm going to go in with a blue eyeshadow and just kind of dust it over top. And as you can see, I'm going with that dark blue again. I'm just trying to define that line and make sure that there is a divide between that purple and blue scoop. Then I'm going to go in with the red color from the palette and draw a cherry. For the highlight for the cherry, I'm going to go in with a white, and then for the shadow, I'm going to go in with a brownish black. The cherry is a lot easier to watch than to explain, but pretty much I'm using curved lines, shadows, and highlights to make it look like a 3D object instead of a 2D object on your face. When I create the stem, I'm going to use a single brush, but on one side I'm going to swipe a color from my split cake, that's the darker green, and then on the other side of the brush I'm going to go ahead and swipe the color of the light green from my split cake, that's called Mega Melon, which is also by Diamond FX, but you don't have to have it in order to do this at all. You can just use the light and the dark green from your original palette. It just makes it a lot faster and easier because the two colors are just right there to swipe. Now to finish off the ice cream cone, I'm going in with the light brown and just creating diagonal lines and then crossing with opposite diagonal lines. So now I'm going in with white again. I guess I thought it wasn't highlighted enough, but yeah, you can go ahead and add more highlight, add more shadow to make it look more 3D and realistic. Since you already know how to do the ice cream cone, I'm going to go ahead and speed this clip up and get on to the fun part, which is the melting ice cream part. So I'm just making the general shape, and then I'm going to go in and make it more detailed after. I start with the first scoop, I guess you can say, or the bottommost layer. And that is because I want those drips first, and then I want the pink to drip over the green. So to make the drips, it's pretty easy. Just use more water and then use the end of your brush to catch the little drips. And yep, it's that simple. And you can just have fun with this part, add as much as you want, as little as you want, and just make sure you add white as highlight on the one side of the drip, and then the darker shade of that color, like a dark pink or a dark green, to the other side so it kind of looks like it's popping out. I also used a brown color to shade in between the pink and the green so that the pink looked like it was over top of the green. And I also shaded using brown eyeshadow under the green so that it looked a little more three-dimensional. So now I'm going to add my red clown nose, and to make that look, again, three-dimensional, I'm going to add a little bit of a highlight to one side and then a little dot, as you can see me doing here. I didn't have sprinkles, which was a shame for this tutorial, but I did have striping tape for my nails. So I thought, why not use them as sprinkles, right? I think it worked. It gave it a little bit of a different look, and it's super sparkly, and you know what? It looks good at night. I originally wanted to cover my lips with sprinkles. You can go ahead and do that, but I ended up just using a really pearlescent color from my other split cake by Tag called Pearl Rainbow, and I just used the purple color in there, and I think it turned out pretty good because of how shiny and metallic it looks. To finish off this look, I added lashes to my upper lids, and I also added lashes to my lower lids. I added 4 individual lashes to each corner. And the very final thing I did was add a wig that I bought from Walmart. I think it was just about $8. It's an ombre wig. It's blue, purple, and pink. It's very pretty, but it's very shiny. So if you don't mind the shininess, it works out pretty well. And it's pretty inexpensive. I went ahead and added some cute little pigtails, and that was it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my Glam Ice Cream Clown. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Halloween tutorials.